Imagine getting fired from a job for being too good at it, or getting banned from a buffet for actually being hungry. Sounds like a fever dream, right? Well, welcome to the psychological circus of being dumped because you wanted too much closeness. You didn't ask for their kidney, you just asked for a text back before the sun went down. But to them, you weren't a partner, you were a looming shadow, and they just hit the emergency eject button. This matters because right now, you're probably gaslighting yourself. You're sitting there wondering if your desire for intimacy is actually a clinical diagnosis. You've been labeled needy, suffocating, or intense. In a world that praises detachment and playing it cool, wanting a deep connection feels like a literal crime. But here's the reality check. Your need for closeness isn't a defect, it's a biological setting. You're just a high bandwidth fiber optic router trying to connect to a 1990s dial-up modem. Here's the uncomfortable psychological truth. They didn't leave because you were too much. They left because you were a mirror. Your desire for closeness forced them to look at their own inability to handle it. Stick around because I'm going to explain the anxious avoidant dance and why the person who ran away was actually way more terrified of themselves than they ever were of you. Let's talk about attachment theory. You likely see closeness as safety, but your ex? They likely have an avoidant attachment style. To them, closeness feels like a bear trap. Think of it like a thermostat. You're trying to turn the heat up to 22 degrees Celsius because it's cozy, but their internal sensor is broken. As soon as the room hits 20 degrees Celsius, their independence alarm screams and they have to jump out the window to cool down. It's not that you're a house fire, it's just that they are made of wax. There's a dark irony here called the dependency paradox. Psychology shows that the more secure and close we feel to someone, the more independent we actually become. By refusing to give you that closeness, you actually created the clingy behavior they said they hated. It's like starving someone for 3 weeks and then complaining that they're obsessed with food. You weren't needy, you were just reacting to a connection that was being rationed like water in a desert. So, what's the move? Stop trying to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's tiny emotional comfort zone. You aren't a suffocator, you're a deep-sea diver who accidentally ended up in a kiddie pool. Being left because you wanted closeness is just the universe's way of saying your intimacy hardware is way too advanced for their fear-based software. Don't lower your standards, just find someone who doesn't think a hug is a hostage situation.